Yesterday, Bitcoin took a very big hit here after the PPI data came in way hotter than expected. And yes, we got rejected exactly from the level I talked about on yesterday's video. That is, of course, one of the most critical levels of resistance for Bitcoin. And right now, I want to be talking about my new trades I opened on this market because while in fact we did indeed saw a big drop here, Ethereum remains to be very strong here. And this bounce right here tells you already enough where the market is currently standing and how strong the market is on this moment of time here. So I am going to be doing a deep dive in towards what, of course, is going to be happening next for Ethereum, for that entire market, because I remain to be believing, guys, this is one of the worst times to be actually fading the market. Because if I'm looking at the search interest across altcoins, it is hitting an all-time high ever since 2004 here. So this is, of course, something absolutely massive, and the big retail traders are being awakened once again here. So, of course, it's still excited to see me get trading below us, but I will be exactly talking about all of that on today's update video. So don't forget to once again slap that like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated, and let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So first of all, yes, yesterday we saw a big correction on Bitcoin. And yeah, Bitcoin corrected approximately from $125,000 all the way down to about $117,000 in just a matter of a few hours. And yes, the CME gap on Bitcoin is trading ever so slightly lower. So this one is unfortunately still not filled up here. But of course, the correction came due to the PPI data, the producer price index, coming in way hotter than expected. So inflation looks to be returning in the US. And of course, the market took a very big reaction towards that here. So ultimately, if we're looking at the 4-hourly time frame, Bitcoin is still looking very great here. It is still looking in this bigger consolidation range here. And basically, yesterday we hit an all-time high here. We grabbed out the liquidity on the top side and we moved towards the downside. It was basically somewhat of a liquidity grab on the top side, which we saw over there here. And on the daily time frame as well, you can still see we're holding up the upper sloping support line. And ultimately, what I want to be talking about for Bitcoin is that whenever we're going to be flipping below the daily EMA ribbon, I think it's a great time to be flipping bearish. I mean, just like we did over here, we flip below it, we see this flipping into resistance, and then you see a big correction. So this is a little bit the approach I currently have here for Bitcoin. But of course, as of this moment of time, that is not the case here. And on yesterday's video as well here, I talked about my bull market target for Bitcoin, which is $137,000. But of course, I also talked about the fact that $122,000 is, of course, a major level of resistance where we also exactly got rejected from this time around once again here. So Bitcoin is trading in a parabolica, but still the $122,000 level is very important and critical resistance for Bitcoin. And of course, I have talked so many times already about the fact here that currently we are in the last part of the cycle. I don't want to repeat myself every single day here, but I want you to understand here, taking profits, you will never go broke by that here. But personally, I think we have about 6 to 7 weeks left there before this Bitcoin cycle is over, because that is historically what always has happened with all the previous cycles. So I want you to understand where we are currently sitting. And yeah, you of course have to have your own strategy, but this is of course my strategy. Then of course, talking a little bit about altcoins, because Ethereum, guys, it has been very strong most recently. I mean, yes, it has seen this major rally from $2,000 all the way up to $4,800, then saw the slight rejection. So many people start to be panicking out there. But personally, I see this as a major opportunity. First of all, the bounce is very strong here, which means that basically there's a lot of accumulation ongoing, and it shows you there is a lot of strength and a lot of accumulation ongoing, right? And just like Polaris is saying, one of the traders also in our private Telegram group here, guys, you can also join it using the third link in today's video description. You can join it. We are sharing our own trading setups over there. We're sharing alpha, we're sharing market sentiment, everything from top to bottom. So make sure to join it as well here. But guys, basically what he said here is that yes, also in 2021, we saw multiple like 20 to 30% corrections before we broke above the all-time high. But one trend was very common, and that is what we were setting higher lows here, and then we were squeezing against the all-time high here. So I won't be surprised to see something similar happen. And for me, that is why I will be looking at this upper sloping trend here on Ethereum. As long as we keep on confirming higher lows here on the lower side, I think we're still looking quite okay here. As soon as we're going to be breaking this trend here, I am, of course, going to start to worry a little bit more about Ethereum. And potentially my bias is going to be flipping. And potentially I will be taking some profits on my trade here. Because guys, as well, yesterday I opened 3 new trades here on Arbitrum, Aptos, and Tau. Only the trade on Tau is currently in a profit. The other ones are still in a slight little loss here. But yeah, I've opened up some new trades here because I'm very convinced there's going to be a big rotation towards these altcoins. And yeah, the Ethereum trade, of course, still absolutely crushing it. I will be taking my main profits on this Ethereum trade around 6,500 US dollars, since I think that is my realistic bull market price target for Ethereum. So guys, if you're looking for a place to trade here, Wix is the cheapest place to trade if you use the first link in today's video description, because then you will be getting a 25% fee discount, which makes you like a VIP2 trader instantly. It's only available if you sign up an account using that first link below here. And on top of that, you can get a free $1,000 trade in Aptos, also one of the trades I'm currently taking. And you'll get an even better entry than me, since I'm still currently in the loss here. But I am very convinced these altcoins are going to be running very heavily towards the upside whenever this, yeah, basically slight little correction is going to be over on Ethereum. So yesterday as well, we saw there was major flows here coming in from the ETF. And once again here, over $600 million worth of Ethereum was bought here by BlackRock. Guys, this is just something very insane what is happening. And eventually these funds from BlackRock are going to be rotating towards these altcoins eventually. So you can clearly see the ETF data is going absolutely parabolic. And you can see basically also whenever there's large inflows, the price tends to follow as well here. And whenever we saw these outflows, we saw a slight little dip here. And since there's random strong accumulation, I won't be surprised to see this trend continue towards the upside, obviously here. And of course, we do know Bitmine, the company of Tom Lee here, is also raising another $20 billion to buy even more Ethereum. And yeah, you can already expect what kind of an effect this is going to be having for the Ethereum price action. So I'm super excited. Of course, I discussed it so many times before here, but we are in the last 2 weeks. We are in the last 2 months, maybe 7 weeks of this cycle. And this is always where the most amount of money is made here. Just like here, you can see in Google Trends, this was December 2017. Interest was skyrocketing. That was also where we were making the most amount of money. Then in 2021, April was also where interest was skyrocketing on altcoins, also where we made the most amount of money. And currently, like you can see here, interest on altcoins is going absolutely parabolic. More and more money is getting involved here. And guys, this is really one of the worst times to be fading. Also, if you just look at the search interest on ETH, you can see also I am looking at 2004 till right now in terms of like search terms. Ethereum is going absolutely parabolic, guys. New all-time highs are inevitable, but just like Polaris also said, don't be expected that we are going to go up in a straight line here. No, we're going to get many corrections, and that is, of course, something to keep your eyes wide open on here. So ETH compared to Bitcoin also broke one of the most important levels of resistance, and clearly we can see here that we broke the trend here, and clearly it's a very big signal that most likely we are going to see still this push towards the upside. We are approaching one of the most important levels of resistance, but of course, we're just going to be watching it all together. And you can see also this chart, others divided by Bitcoin, is right now not showing any big push here, but the interest is surging very rapidly. So we are literally front running right now a big surge in altcoin season. You can see also over here on the altcoin season index, we are not in altcoin season yet here, but whenever we're going to be there, it's already too late to be buying, right? So this is the time to be preparing. Of course, I am doing so with my trades. I've been doing so on my spot positions. And guys, I want to be reminding you, if you need an exchange where you can trade the cheapest out there on the market, check out Wix in the first link in today's video description, because this is literally the cheapest exchange out there in the market. So guys, this was it for me in today's update video. If you did learn something from it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, slap on the like button, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.